Welcome to 0 Hit Points.
Hello.
It's November 15th. I'm Ryan Miller. He's the man in black. Matt Amber.
That's a very, very Mad Magazine intro. Like that.
Good call. It is.
Blech.
That's a good Alfred E. Newman term.
I love Mad Magazine.
I always like. That's where my love of putts came from.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I have considered for many years, Beth and I have talked about getting spy versus spy tattoos because I refuse to. I refuse to get a name or anything like that. But if anything were to ever happen and I had a random spy versus spy tattoo, it's like, oh, okay, that's, there's a reason for that because I like the spies. They're fun.
It never goes out of style.
Doesn't. And then I've been wanting knuckle tattoos forever, and I always go back to the idea of doing Sergio Aragonese, like the he always had the little drawings in the margins of like bizarre things happening.
Oh, that's good.
Totally having those all over my hands.
That's a good idea.
Like having like ladders and like guys painting my finger or something,
But it would have to be just like okay, yeah, because there was always a series. Like there was a story told. I was gonna say you just need like one, like barely between the knuckle. Like you just see it out of the corner of your eye, but I guess you could do more. It would be all right.
It would. Thank you. I appreciate the.
I just want to stay true.
No, never make a tattoo your own.
Good advice.
If you're gonna use somebody else's artwork, it has to be exactly that.
Yep.
And if it's not, it's stupid, and you're getting dumb tattoos, and the person that you're getting tattooed by should go to jail, and it's illegal. Copyright. I'm suing you and taking your skin away.
That's not in the law.
Well, I'm pretty versed on the law.
Fair enough. I think you're versed on horror movies wherein skin is removed.
That's kind of a law thing. There's discussion.
The law of horror movies.
Yeah, the law. That's the law.
And so that's why the Man in Black intro was a perfect segue to what I think you may have partially done this week.
I did partially watch Man in Black, just one.
Mad Men in Black.
I did not. Nope, I didn't watch The Dark Tower. That's because he is the Man in Black in that movie too. No, I watched Men in Black again. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that first one in a really long time.
Did you? So you've got all the way through Men in Black.
Yeah.
You've partially watched the franchise. That's what
Okay, now I see what you're saying. I was not picking up on that earlier. The clarification is appreciated. There was a little bit of a.
I'm not sure it is.
Flourishy. Yeah, dude, that movie is so good. And that is totally one of those movies that I could totally stand the George Lucas remaster on that movie where they're like, hey, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and update all the visual effects to make it look better.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, I could do that. I think it looks fine. It still fits what it is. And that like... I
was going to say, I feel like the effects benefit from kind of having...
It's
cartoony.
Kind of
being like a cartoon anyway. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I'm like, it's fine the way it is. It's because it is. They're cartoons. It's Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones make for a very good live action version of cartoon characters. Like I could see Men in Black having been, that cartoon from the 80s or something.
Oh yeah,
somebody came up
totally.
With. Makes perfect sense.
Is it not a cartoon?
I think it is now, but I don't think it was at any point before that.
Okay. It must be a cartoon somewhere. Hold on, let me check the internet.
It's a cartoon in my heart.
Nah, just kidding.
We don't have the internet. How does it work? Also, I do love going back and seeing the Kingpin as very...
I was hoping you would mention him.
Very narrow. Very narrow. He's a thin man.
He's a skinny dude, yeah.
Skinny dude. His
skin is also falling off.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. He pulls his head back. Your skin's hanging off your bones. I do remember that when that movie came out, I had some friends that didn't realize his name was Edgar until many years later because of the way she says it. And she's like the only person that says his name. I think at one point they say an Edgar suit, but they say it really fast. It's like one time. And there you go. And because she says,
well, how does she say? Yeah.
She says air.
Okay.
Air skins hang off your bones.
Vaguely remember the second you mentioned you were watching it, I was like, oh, that's one I need to watch with my family.
Get me
with Evelyn with the
sugar with water.
I'll look forward to that part specifically.
More. D'Onofrio's great, man.
How much have you practiced this?
Not enough. D'Onofrio's awesome. Like, he's a great actor, like always. I even in The Cell, which is a terrible movie, but he's always fun to watch, and he totally like the whatever the direction he was given that he took and then took that character with was just awesome. So I love that.
Another one of those actors where you feel like he just shows up on set and starts doing the character some way, and everybody's like, okay,
that's it.
That's how we're doing it.
Yep.
That's how Vinny's doing it over there. That's the one.
Hey, I'm really thirsty. What do you got in the refrigerator? Some Vinny D. Wait, that came out wrong.
Did it? He's Vinny super good in the new Magnificent Seven too. He's
super good.
Okay, fair enough.
So Men in Black, good movie. I do want to watch the sequels. I don't know actually if they're up on. I think I watched it on Amazon, so I don't know if the other ones are up there or not. I'll have to check.
There's somewhere.
They exist.
And I maintain. Did we do Men in Black 3 on the show?
I've never seen it.
When I watched it.
I've never seen it.
I know you've never seen it. I've seen it. I can't remember if we talked about it.
We've talked about it.
It's yeah, okay, you should. You should Men in Black 3.
I will.
Everybody should.
I will Men in Black 3.
Worth it.
Okay, thanks. I also watched another pair of movies. I'm not going to spend any time on these, but they're real fun. Class of Nuke Em High, Part 1 and 2. Part 2 is subtitled Subhumanoid Meltdown. Yeah, they're great. They're totally movies that are like you can see the budget is spent on nothing and like craft services because they're
coffee.
They're trauma films. So what do you?
Okay.
Yeah. So they're no budget gore fests with dumb characters, and Class of Nuke 'Em High is absolutely the. It's kind of the pinnacle of trauma in some ways.
Really?
Because it really does. Like, it's okay, we've got a high school that's right down the road from a nuclear power facility that's now leaking nuclear power into the high school's water. Oh, man. And weird piles of nuclear power that are these, like, weird smoking piles of green goo just
and it
on
turns
the ground.
Into this big, like, Aaron Brockovich thing where they're, like, suing the companies.
That's exactly it. Except in the meantime, while you've got this, like, serious story, you've got real actors, in the background is a whole bunch of people turning into mutants and, like, tearing each other apart.
There it is.
Punching heads off, all that stuff. It's really good. Class of Nuke 'Em High 1 and 2, Subhumanoid Meltdown. I haven't got to the third one yet, and will I?
Oh, there's a third.
Of course there. I think there's 5 of them or 10. I don't know. The first one is legitimately like, I really like it. It's bad in every way, and it's a trauma film, and that's why you love it, because it's
I love trauma. Yeah, they're like and the sequels are always great because they're like, oh, the first one made $1. 4 more, guys.
Right, and the sequel, and then the best part is that you find out, oh, the sequel was written by James Gunn. Oh, okay, what? You mean the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. He worked for Trauma. Like half these actors and actresses and directors that you've heard of now that are now famous worked with Trauma. George Clooney.
Low barrier to entry.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
You might say.
Yeah. So good movies. But the one movie I do want to spend a little bit of time with, and you can define how much time we spend, is M. Night Shyamalan's Split.
Okay.
Finally watched the James McAvoy powerhouse.
I feel like you started this actually months ago.
I started it, and then Beth really wanted to watch it, and then it just didn't, and then it did. So
all right, okay.
That movie,
that's all the time I wanted to spend on it.
Is very good, and James McAvoy deserves some form of statuette for that kind of
really
performance.
That good, you think?
I think that to me is definitely an Oscar-worthy performance. I mean, especially given some of the crap. I will take that performance over Leo's Oscar-winning performance in The Revenant. Come on, man. I'm not even kidding. I'm not joking.
I don't think you are.
Like, that's like...
I would need to watch Split again because I think a lot of I'm guilty probably of doing the same thing that everybody does, especially the Academy is sidelining thrillers or horror movies,
Yeah,
well, because you're all get the
filthy monsters that don't appreciate actual movies.
So there's that, but I also think there's a lot of weak parts that surround his performance that might make me gloss over it, so I would need to watch it. I remember he's probably the strongest part.
He is he's the strongest part.
Okay.
But I also think that's what I'm saying. Like, he deserves the nomination. I'm not saying anything else about that movie does, but him, man, that performance is incredible. No, I like that movie a lot. There is the weak point in the movie that you're totally referring to is absolutely the therapist character. That is, for whatever reason, it wasn't the dialogue, it was her. She was bad. And I don't know that she herself is bad, or if the direction for that character went awry somewhere.
Sure.
But that was the biggest misfire, was that character.
She very much came off to me as almost a non-actor, actually. Like, I'm curious. I didn't look up any of her other credits.
Actually a psychologist.
Possibly. Like, I mean, which is part of the reason I don't even think I criticized her all that much when I talked about the movie, is because she's good.
She's fine.
She's just not. I mean, yeah, McAvoy's performance probably brings her down a little bit too, but yeah, I don't. I get the feeling he found somebody and was like, you know what, you probably won't do the best job, but you're perfect. And I don't really want to criticize that. You know, like, she did a great job, possibly a really great job, if she hadn't done one of these jobs before. But
fair.
In the confines of the movie, yeah, kind of weak.
Yeah. But even that, yeah. And again, confines of the movie, I don't think she detracts at anything from the movie. Totally fine.
No, still good.
The your kind of protagonists were actually fine. I mean, you only kind of get the one early on. There's multiples, and then they're all split up for a reason, and split.
That's where it comes from.
That's why. It has nothing to do with anything else.
That also explains the scene where he like first kidnaps the girls, and then he's like, I'm going to, turns the camera, split you up. And then he puts them in different rooms.
And then he winks at the camera.
He does. Now I get it. And that's part of why his performance is Oscar worthy.
Yeah, no, it's like he should have been Deadpool. That's where I'm at, not Professor X. That movie, but that movie was really well put together, and I loved that the movie was totally focused on really fleshing him out as multiple characters. Like, you get a character driven, thriller with one guy playing 8 different characters. You've got this one other lead that's playing off of him, and she's fantastic. The one girl who kind of like at the very beginning, she is like the opening scene, you're given the information that she is different from everybody else, that she's a weirdo. And of course, the weirdo kind of has an idea of how to deal with other weirdos. And it worked really well for me. She does a great job. Was great.
She's very good. Yeah. And to embody that character too, because she's the outcast. She's the pariah for reasons that are kind of revealed throughout the movie.
Yeah.
But her play that character where she's very reserved because of what's happened to her, but then the way that unfolds and how she uses that to get in or come out of her shell. I don't know if that's really it, but I guess it is. Yeah. Cause their character has that arc too.
Well, yeah.
It's very much her arc too.
Yeah. Yeah. And the kind of novel fun thing that it's kind of pointed out, and it's a little heavy handed that it's pointed out at the end, but if you caught on to it earlier, good for you. It's
the finger alien of Split.
They kind of note that she's wearing a lot of clothing, and as she slowly is like having clothing taken away from her, not to get her naked or anything. It's just like they're just, it's a whole plot point basically that him taking things away from them.
Thematic point.
But that's what I was gonna get to. The she's shedding skins and as she's shedding the skins, we're getting that backstory, fleshing her out even more, and seeing her and McAvoy play off each other as they're both revealing things in different ways, but for different ends, but together it's just really well put together. And then of course the little stinger at the end was great. I like the connection to the world.
It's a brilliant connection.
It's great. It makes sense. I can't wait to see Glass. They just released the first photos of Sam Jackson in his costume, and there were some reports of Bruce Willis and James McAvoy punching each other near outside somewhere. People were watching the filming, so
Nice.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Beast and Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I think this movie was more of a return to form than maybe The Visit. Like The Visit was good too, and that was kind of the one I think where we got the is Jam Lammers back?
Has he made his triumphant return? And I love that movie. I totally do. I love it.
No, and it's good, but I think this Split is way more of a return to form. I think because that even especially with that stuff with the clothing that we mentioned, like one of my favorite things about Unbreakable was that Bruce Willis's he wears like a rain poncho for the majority of the film, actually gets bigger throughout the film to the point where it turns into a cape of sorts. So I think I got this from the extras or something.
You mentioned it a long time ago to me, and and so just because we had just watched Split, I didn't actually sit down and watch all of it. I was kind of doing other things, but Beth watched Unbreakable because I had just watched it recently, and I pointed that out to her. I was like, "Hey, watch his jacket," and she was like, "Oh man!" About halfway through, she was like, "Oh, that's cool!" Like that's a really novel thing.
So it's classic Sham Lammers.
It's kind of funny.
He's doing his thing. He's getting his groove back.
If you look at like the arc of his movies, and you go from like The Sixth Sense and then peek out at The Happening, right? Because that's where
yes.
Okay, no. I'm timelining here, not like quality timelining here. What I'm getting at is I wonder if he's going to end up with kind of like this perfect arc of movies that they just progressively like got worse, and now they're going to progressively get better, and then it's going to get worse again. Like he's going to kind of do that thing.
Yeah, The Happening was bad. You're right.
It was not good at all. But that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Watch Steve Jobs finally.
What'd you watch him do?
I just sit there. I went to his grave, paid my respects. No,
Seth Rogen's all right.
He is all right. I saw the Ashton Kutcher one.
Okay.
So
that's not the one that I would have watched.
Not this week. No. This one's been sitting. This is the Aaron Sorkin one. It's been sitting in my queue forever.
Yeah, Jobs.
Yes, it might just be called Jobs. No, I think it's
no.
Steve
I think
Jobs.
it's Steve Jobs.
It's the Fassbender one. Fassbender, Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the one with Seth Rogen, right?
It is the one with Seth Rogen. We've come full circle to your correct statement at the very beginning.
Okay, I don't know why you're bringing Ashton Kutcher to my mind.
No, nobody does.
Thank you.
No,
get away from him. The
people who made that movie don't ask themselves the same thing every day.
I often question what kind of things he may have done to people to get him to be famous.
Dude, where's my car?
Dude, where is Mila Kunis giving us answers on this? She's got to have the inside track. She's married the guy now. I don't get it.
Steve Jobs is really, really good for the reasons that I don't know if I've ever seen an Aaron Sorkin misfire. Really? Like that guy is just, he's the best at what he does. He does a lot of talking in his stuff. This is the dude, the West Wing, the Social Network.
The Newsroom.
Newsroom was really good too.
Dude, there is still, to this day, I will say, I think the best thing he ever wrote was from the Newsroom, and it's when
Jeff Daniels goes off
because it's still relevant. Like it was true then, and it's still relevant, man.
It's how that show begins, and it sets the tone, and it's a good show. Like he's, regardless of maybe actual representation, especially here since it's a biopic, like people don't actually talk like he writes.
Sure,
but the minutes just fly by, like just sitting there and absorbing whatever conversation is happening, because there's not a lot of set pieces in this thing. The movie takes place at 3 different times, which are tellingly 3 different product launches. It's the one for the Macintosh, it's the one for the next computer he did, and then it's the one for the iMac. And that they're all told in those stages, like backstage, front stage, like those are literally the only places in the entire movie. And it's really good. He has all the conversations. A lot of it's between his wife and his daughter, Lisa, and that whole thing I think is maybe the most well-known arc of Jobs. And it's a little pointed at times, like as Sorkin does. And it is maybe a little simplistic. Like it's Steve Jobs learning how to be a human, basically, right? this weird unempathetic genius learning how to deal with human beings.
Which, by the way, I want to point out the amazing casting of a hardcore German in that role is like perfect because I mean, they're robots.
Fassbender does a good job.
I love the Germans. They are my people.
You get some tinges of the accent, but he covers it up really well and does a really great performance. Kate Winslet is freaking fantastic too, man. Like this is a movie of performances. Like you would probably love this thing.
Yeah.
Like it's they're front and center for sure. I did the thing I do where I look up how accurate it is,
and it's not.
No, which is fine. Like, and I wouldn't expect Sorkin to be.
He wasn't even eating fruit the whole movie.
It takes artistic license is king, and I would kind of expect it to be, and it's better for it. Like I typically like movies that do that more, anyways. So
yes,
kind of my thing,
it's called The Untouchables.
Really Amadeus.
Absolutely true.
I've never seen it actually. I just know it's known.
Amadeus is incredible, dude.
Probably.
No. That's an incredible movie. Timothy.
I believe you.
Oh, frickin' Hutton is
Yeah.
F. Murray Abraham.
I will watch. I'll put it on the list. There you go.
Actually, that's one you should sit with your wife because she likes period pieces.
That could work. Yeah.
It's like legitimately a fantastic. It's a movie that
I believe. No, I know it's one of the black holes in my.
I tell you when I first sat down to watch that, I'm like, how the hell are they going to make Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart interesting? It's fantastic.
All right.
And I said Timothy Hutton, and that's not right. It's not Timothy Hutton.
No?
It's
could have fooled me. Timothy Oliphant.
Oh man, he would have been very, very, very young.
Timothy Dalton. Timothy Roth. Timothy, the crippled kid from Christmas Carol.
It's not Timothy. It's Tom. Tom Hulse. That's his name.
I had originally planned to make it a biopic week, but I'm only like 20 minutes through Lincoln. So look forward to that next week.
Do you know what I'm 20 minutes into that we can look forward to next week, my friend?
What?
The Fast and the Furious.
What? Wait, the first one?
Yes.
Oh. Are you going to do you going for
I am
it?
very, 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 very strongly considering it. I have most of them available to me via streaming services. A couple of the other ones I've got floating around somewhere. I've got to see what the holes are here. And then I've got to figure out what order they actually go in. Because after like the third one, I totally am lost.
This is just a big build up to a joke that's too old for anybody that listens to this to remember anyways, where you stop at Fast and Furious 6 and I just keep asking you if you've ever seen it. Right? Okay.
R.I.P. Paul Walker.
Just want to make sure.
That's what I'm getting on my knuckle tats.
That's a good one too. And a Sergio Leone. Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to get a whole Sergio Leone scene on my knuckles. That'll be viable.
Dang it. As drawn
by Sergio Leone.
Sergio. Okay.
Aragonese.
Hey, what? Did you do any video games?
I did. Okay, look. Some things occurred this week that
tell me about
number one, we're having a lot of work done in our house, so it's been very loud, very dusty, and the only spot that I've kind of had that's been viable has been my computer because it's kind of off in a little corner. So I've only been playing PC games, which is kind of funny because we'll get to it later, but I have an Xbox just sitting waiting to be installed. Like,
yeah, I can't believe, man. Yeah,
it's killing me. You
got your One X just sitting there.
It's just my house is filled with dust. I'm constantly having to dust my computer and everything and my Xbox area. I just don't want to do it with a brand new console.
Smart though.
So
I don't play.
So the only thing I did this week was pretty much Fortnite. I played a mess of Battle Royale, which we streamed, and
I had to bring it up, didn't you? Did you?
Did
you do any better than second place on Battle Royale?
I will never do better than anything we do together. The best. I still need to
put up that stream. Actually, I guess it might be up by the time this goes out. But
the best I've done so far is not even close.
Okay.
We got to second place, and then there was a miscommunication because
first
I'm a dumbass
game of that stream. No,
Just watch it.
I went back and watched. No, I did. I went back and watched.
Hate yourself for watching it. I do.
I haven't. How we got this far, I don't know. Where I still haven't quite got used to the toggling between building and not building. Like I don't have the controls down even all that well.
Yeah.
So there was one dude left. He was across a bridge. The circle came down to just this bridge. I saw him because he was building some stairs, and then he dropped down and went behind a wall. And I was like, I saw him. He's over there by the stairs behind the wall. And then I hit whatever button,
B.
I guess B, to go into build mode. Actually, no, I didn't hit it to go into build mode. I hit it probably trying to switch my weapon or reload or something like that. And so I'm stuck in build mode trying to get behind a wall because then I wanted to peek out from the wall, but I couldn't because the circle was closed anyways. So basically you just got me fumbling around in a corner. It's not even a corner with my build stuff up while you, having seen where I said he was, then started building out towards him, like started rushing him basically. So I'm frantically trying to figure out how to get a gun back in my hand and then realize that you're gone, like you're off. So I'm like, okay, but then I get on your bridge at least and I see him poke up above the wall and I'm like, there he is. I had like 15 bullets left on a gold gun.
Yeah, it was a gold sniper rifle too. I think.
Good gun.
Right?
No, was it? I don't think the one I had was.
No, it was the automatic. That's right. Because I kept thinking there was another sniper back there. I should have had you get it. We should have just gone to the other side and just sat there and just sniped him. Because between the two of us, we would have got him.
That would have been another what if we had hung back instead of run forward.
Instead of me being an idiot. Period. I'm a dummy.
I don't think you were exactly wrong because we knew where he was at and he was behind the wall. And had we both gone forward at the same time, because you ended up face to face with him eventually, right?
Yeah. He kills the piss out of me.
Well, so I'm halfway across the bridge. I flub all 15 of those bullets. Like they're all right above his head. I flipped the stick and it didn't land on him. There were a couple of shots later that looked like they should have hit him, but didn't. I don't know, whatever. He gets me down, so I try to jump off the bridge I would have died on the way down anyway, so I don't know what the deal is. I would have died when I hit the ground, that is. He shoots me in midair as I'm falling down the bridge anyways, so whatever. And then that's when you're face to face, but
yeah.
we would have needed to get to him both at the same time with both guns on him because he was... Did you hit him at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so he must have been 100. He had 100 shield and 100 health.
He definitely had shield. He definitely had health because when I hit him, I know that I took shield away from him. But whatever. It was cool. It was really fun. It was very frustrating. Yeah. In my solo play, the best I've done is 9th. I am not good. I make it to the top 25.
We did not repeat that for the rest of the night.
Not even
far from it even.
I do get to the top 25 pretty regularly. I think. I mean, it's one of those weird games where, like, if we ever win it, it always is going to come down to just a whole bunch of really random things. And for me, the smallest sliver of skill against somebody who is at a disadvantage in some way. That's it, period. Like, because if it's even playing fields, I'm going to lose 9 times out of 10.
I feel like our play
that.
styles aren't typical battle royale stuff either, because we're good in a fight is what it comes down to. Like we obviously pick up the shield potions and we're looting as we go.
Well,
we got as far as I did because you tore it up against those 3 dudes out of nowhere that took me and Sean out, took me down.
Yeah, that was great. That was really cool.
So we're good in a fight, but then we get to the people who are left over, and they're usually the people that are very careful and have built up their stuff, or haven't necessarily got lucky but play the game
honestly
rather than.
My biggest thing is I just need to learn patience, and every single game where I died when I don't die like almost immediately because I just landed somewhere stupid or whatever, which sometimes I do that. I'm like, I'm gonna go here where everybody else is and land on the same building, okay. Arctic.
That's fun though, because that's all about like who gets the gun, right?
Well, and that to me is like, okay, so I'll go over some of my things here with this game in particular.
Go over your things.
I have like that rush of adrenaline that like makes you like shaky and nervous and stuff. I get that with this game.
Sure.
And I don't know how to get rid of that, and I never really have, which has been it's a problem. It's hard to like control that, right? And
it mostly results in us like running down the battlefield just being like, this is bad, even when it's not really bad. We're just like, oh man, this is it's all the worst.
And so that's what I'm finding though, is that like when I do those jumps into like heavily populated areas, I'm kind of doing that because I'm thinking, all right, I need to get over this and I need to get better with these guns. It's a fast game to get in and out of. I'm just going to land in a big spot. I'm going to go for the guns. And sometimes, so what KL does, and he posted this on his video, and I've tried this, and I've had it succeed like 1 out of 10 times. So it's definitely possible, is if you land on a building at the same time with a guy, somebody else, 9 times out of 10, if not more, it may be a 10 out of 10 situation, they are not going to try and attack you with their pickaxe. They're going to go for the loot crate, and they're going to just open it and try and get to the stuff before you. So they'll stand in front of you and open the crate. Let them open the crate, and as soon as it opens, if you start mashing the button, there's a good chance you'll get the stuff that's in there. And there have been times when, I got lucky, got the gun, and was able to kill that guy. And he's like, what the hell just happened? Yeah, no, you died. It sucks.
You've been matted.
Yeah, well, you got Arctic'd. But
welcome to Battle Royale.
Battle Royale, where everybody is my subservient butthole.
Turn into a John Carpenter movie.
I just like my brain farted right there. I had words and then they just
also a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah. Anyways, so what I've learned overall is that I really, really, really need to learn to be more patient. And that end game stuff, like being patient when I start to get down to that 20 person mark, like patience. The last few games where I got down to that level, I died because I rushed forward. I'm like, okay, I see them. I don't know what else. Like, I don't want to hide back in this house.
What else do I do? No, yeah, I get you.
And so I try and figure out a way to do something like, and I've had it every once in a while. Like, it works. Probably when I'm doing it, when I'm actually being patient, it works.
Yeah,
you know, my problem is I have no patience, and like those end games, that one that you know, if you guys go back and see, you know, when we finished in second, the thing that was concerning me was the storm was going to start closing in. The circle was right where the dude was, so I wanted to get there, and I figured, okay, I thought I said, I'm building. Go. Follow me. Come with me. I don't know why I'm thinking I said something. I have
to watch it again. I forget.
But like,
I think you probably did. Yeah. But I think that's what it was. You did say that. I had no idea what you meant. Like, is what it was.
Which makes perfect sense.
I wasn't looking at you. I was faced the opposite direction with my build menu out.
But
that's
visual miscommunications are also so Battle Royale, I love it. It's a lot of fun. There are times when I get very frustrated with it because of that nerve thing, and I hope someday I would. It's one of those few games where I would really like to just get the one time, just once. I don't need 5. I just want to see if I could do it once, even if it's the cheesiest way possible, which I never play that way on purpose. I always actually go for the kills. So
tune in tomorrow to see us calmly play Battle Royale. Is that what you're saying?
It could be. It won't be calm at all. But I also played a bunch of the PvE stuff. The Fortnite Nightmares event, they extended to the 29th. I am still desperate to find that one legendary drop so I can get the stupid pumpkin launcher.
Still no pumpkin launcher?
No pumpkin launcher. But I'm moving forward with the game, and I hadn't actually played the story in a while, so I started picking the story back up again. And just building out your fort, that when I first started playing, I kind of hated it. And now that I understand the build menu more and some of the options and shapes you can make, it's a lot of fun. I really like playing build a fort. It's really neat. I've got like all sorts of weird shaped sniper things and like little, it's just cool. It's fun.
Also, you're on PC. Like I
which makes that
like
significantly easier.
Still, but yeah, I'm
that PvE console. On console. I don't think I would want to do that. Honestly, I've looked at, I've considered it.
I just typically don't like building in games either.
I don't know. That is not something.
No cylinders.
That is something I don't like. It's not something that's ever attracted me. Like Minecraft does nothing for me. Anything like that. It's just never done anything for me. I'm not a SimCity person. That boring to me.
I like SimCity, or like for the Super Nintendo, but
the implementation of the building here and why you're building and then the fighting stuff. It works really well. It's really cool to build these giant forts. I like it. So,
all right.
So that's all I was able to play this week.
I'm not gonna make it any better. I started Joe Danger 2. Did
you play Joe Danger 1?
I did.
Okay.
Talked about it on the show.
I just want to remember. Yeah, I wanted to remind the viewers. Like if you're just going into a rando sequel, you're like, hey, Joe
In fact,
Danger 2.
Go back and listen to that because it all pretty much applies here. Except this might actually be better. It's a little bit easier, but it's not as pure. Like it's called Joe Danger 2 the movie because it's a bunch of movie sets now, and you have different vehicles. Like you're going down in a mine cart sometimes, you're on with a jetpack.
Sure.
And they're all still really fun, and the same kind of trials mechanics are in there. So you're trying to get stars and medals and stuff like that. It's all a lot more fun. It's just not like Joe Danger 1 was cool because it had a very strict amount of mechanics that it then did a ton with very precisely in all the levels.
Yeah.
So this is maybe appropriately jumping the shark. You know, like I haven't jumped an actual shark yet, but if that's not in this game somewhere, I would be very surprised so far. But
you gotta hope. I think most games should actually include that.
It's good though, super fun. Like I can't really say more about it.
Nice.
And then I did open up my Xbox One X once I finally got it. Actually, okay.
The saga begins.
So I did end up pre-ordering it because I saw you could use your red card at Target. It's $25 off. I'm like, hey, whatever. So I could get an Xbox One X. Little did I know, I don't know if this is normal. This might be the only thing I've ever ordered from Target online. It just got shipped from another Target in Arizona.
Okay.
So
sure.
I mean, I feel like if they were getting pre-order consoles, they could have just maybe shipped it from the one less than a block from my house. But
okay, calm down.
I'm not Mr. Target, right? However you want to do stuff. So then it turns out they sent it FedEx Smart Post, which I know about because that's the thing I send all my eBay stuff as because it's cheap. It's the one where FedEx goes up to USPS and is like, hey, can you do the rest of this for me? Like we took the money, like you can have some of it probably, but like we're not like
probably we can't guarantee it.
Super into it. Yeah, basically. So the delivery date initially was like, because it came out the 7th. So it was like, it'll get here sometimes between the 8th and the 13th. I'm like, okay. And typically like when Amazon says that, it's usually the 8th. Probably shouldn't have compared it to Amazon.
Never compare anything.
But it eventually told me it wasn't going to get here for a week. And then a day later, it slipped to 8 days. So I'm like, all right, what? And then that morning, this is like the 9th or something, I refreshed and it was in my city. I'm like, oh, okay. And FedEx had already given it to USPS. So I was like, all right. So I go to USPS and I'm like, hey, you have one of my packages. It's for work.
Nice.
Yeah. And maybe you could get it from me. And the guy's like, nah, nobody's back there. I'm like,
yeah, but you're right here. Can you go back there?
He's like, yeah, nobody. It's like, and he's like points at the back. He's like, back. It's in the back. I'm like, oh. It's like, you could try to come get it tomorrow. I was like, I can try to come get it tomorrow. Like, yeah.
Don't know if anybody's going to be back there, though.
So it was in the back. So I went home.
Broke into the back.
He told me to come at 8. So I get up. I open the door at 8 o'clock to go to the post office and bump into the postman, like putting the package on my doorstep. And I was like, hey, this is cool. So I didn't have to go anywhere.
Congratulations, postman. You met Kevin Costner.
I did. No, it was much more exciting, actually.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I got my Xbox One X. I busted it out. I installed a couple games. I thought Cuphead had an update. I thought Recore had an update, and I knew Gears 4 had an update. Recore, it's hard to tell because it does look immediately better, but I don't think the 4K patch has actually come yet on that thing.
Okay.
Cuphead isn't even on the list, so I'm not sure where that came from.
That probably just came from me saying I wanted to play Cuphead on a new system.
Maybe. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you told because I want to do the 0 to 200% thing.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, wait for it. Yeah, it's still okay. That might be it. It still looks better. Whatever. And I'm still gonna do that. So hey.
Yeah. Good.
Gears 4. Then finally, after installing all these games, I'm more than halfway through my data cap for the month. So that might be it for a bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But Gears 4 looks great.
Cool.
Well, level 41 of Horde looks great. So Gears actually does a cool thing. it has a toggle where you can prefer performance or visuals. And if you do visuals, it's 4K straight up across the board everywhere all the time. If you do performance, it's more concentrating on frames per second and load times and stuff like that.
Sure.
So at first I did visuals just because I figured that would be what I'd be into with my new cool 4K monitor here and all that stuff. Oh, but dude, okay, wait, that was the first thing. I plugged it into my TV, my 4K monitor here, and it's like, oh, sorry, you don't have a 4K TV. I'm like, no, this is the one. This is the 4K, and it takes me to the thing that's like, this is all the stuff your TV can do, because the Xbox can read that. You know, it's like it's looking for HDR and all this stuff, and it's like all of them are in red. I'm like, man, that's disappointing. And then there's like a little thing at the bottom that's like, some TVs take different inputs through different ports, and it's not always HDMI 1. And I'm like, that sounds dumb. So I switched to HDMI 2. Sure enough,
everything works.
I have a 4K TV now. So that was scary for a while.
That's cool.
But
I don't like it.
Anyway, I don't have HDR on this thing anyway, so that doesn't matter. But I went with the visuals on Gears 4 at first, and I was like, wait, I don't really care. I kind of just want this thing to load faster anyways. So I switched it to performance after that. And what happens is, even though it's on performance, it'll still give you 4K where it can.
Sure.
But it'll, I think, probably more with loads and stuff like that or frame rate. And again, I'm just playing Horde, so even though it might be the worst thing I do in any given day or week,
yes, it's definitely bad. It
looks better, and there's still a part of me that hopes somewhere some guy is getting the data that's like this. Somebody's just playing level 41, like 100, because they were doing a double XP event also for Gears 11-year birthday or something like that. So I was going to do it anyways, but just somewhere some guy is just seeing those stats that like, why is 41? Like, why is there this huge spike here? That's all. My only desire is that he sees that and just doesn't know what to do or feels bad in some way.
Doesn't know what to do. He's just like freaking out. Like, his hair is falling out. He goes home at night, like smoking cigarettes all night long.
His wife is
like worried. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is going to leave him. Like, what's going on? She's like, and he's just sitting there, level 41, level 41, level 41. It's level 41. Like carving it into mashed potatoes. He's like scratching it. He's got it scratched into his skin. 41. You know, it's like.
Yeah, that's my only positive.
You're a sick man, and I love it.
That's my only dream. Yeah, that it's
sorry,
him in some
Coalition way. Developer who's going to go insane and probably kill himself.
Because I still haven't got the card I need for the stupid silver account. Dumb. Thing is dumb. It's all dumb. That's the only game I played. I'm gonna play some more. It's not gonna be much
or fun. It won't be fun. I will tell you, I also, though, when the 360 first came out, I guess, and I got a new TV, a new HD TV that could do 1080p and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Gears was like the first game I put in. It was
that's
Gears 3,
right,
Gears 2 or something like that. And I was like,
Gears 1 probably.
It might have been Gears 1. I
guess I don't know when you got your TV, but no, wait, when the 360, well, yeah.
Gears 1 came
out before Gears 2.
No, I don't think that's right. But it was when I got the TV is when it mattered, because it was, okay. I think I had the 360 before I had the TV.
Oh, you must have, yeah.
I don't know. I just remember the first game that I put on when I got the TV was Gears 2.
The Gears game.
I think it was Gears 2. I really do.
Okay.
I don't know. It's cool. It's cool.
It's a good game.
It's
Gears 2.
Better than Gears 4 or anything past 2.
Ooh, yeah. I think for me, it's always between 1 and 2. Like, which one's better? Like, 1 has the newness.
2 is significantly better, I think,
but
overall.
2 is just a better game, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, 2... Did Horde come in 2? Yeah, Horde came in 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
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 I feel like more things happened that weren't to us this week.
Oh, you did?
Classify as news or video gaming related.
I don't know if it's news, but we could head on over to the trailer park. Honk, honk.
Need to find a real intro for this thing. One trailer this week, doozy though, man.
Yeah.
Injustice 2 back at it. What appeared to be a trailer for Enchantress and Adam, is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam's still looking good. Enchantress, fine.
Sure.
And then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came.
They did.
Are in it.
They are.
I'm guessing they're probably just palette swaps with a little bit of,
guessing,
Injustice switches up.
I don't think it's all 4 of them. I think it's going to be...
it's all 4 of them. I'm looking at all 4 of them.
They could do Premier skins with it and just make it Premier skins.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
But the hard thing with that is that they're also different in fighting style that I don't know how you do that.
Oh, this is getting into it now.
Yeah. And also, I hate it. I'm not a fan, and it bums me out. Yeah, it super bums me out. Hellboy was pushing it. I like it's pushing it for me. And I said this before. I really hate the Raiden thing. I doubly hate that Raiden is the actual like character, and the premier skin is Black Lightning. Yeah. That's just dumb. I hate Sub-Zero in the game. I score the same thing with Scorpion.
Yeah, sure.
Like I don't like
Mortal Kombat. I'm with you because Mortal Kombat X. I feel like isn't that far away anyways.
Even knowing the original comic books and I like the Turtles. Okay. I like them.
So that's what I'm talking about.
I don't like them here. I don't want this personally.
Was the Turtles comic a DC comic, or do they just
whoever
own
Turtles
it was
now? I think Turtles was independent, and then I think it was IDW for a long time.
Okay, I'll have to look. I have it. It's in a box.
Yeah,
it's actually 5 feet away from me right now.
This just does nothing for me. There's no excitement here. These are characters that I'm never going to play them. I'm never going to. I just have no...
You're going to own them. You're just never going to play.
It's like Sub-Zero. I've touched the character once and I hated it. And I was like, yeah, it's Sub-Zero. Cool. Don't like it.
The part in the trailer where they jump up and you see the moon in the background for a while. That was cool though, right?
No, the trailer was cool. Like I get it's not that it's not novel, and I understand why people are super excited about it. I think it's really cool. This is just not what I want out of Injustice. Out of this game. Like there are, again, I am super annoyed that there are so many DC characters they could be mining, and instead you're getting...
That's true. Like, okay, yes, that's the argument I can't argue.
Mortal Kombat, I don't care, man. Bring in Freddy and Jason, Leatherface, aliens, all that stuff. That's fine. It makes sense. You know, like there's... You Ed Boon, you established that. You've established all of this crap, and it's like, you know, that's... But you've got all these DC characters that could fit into this, that are even in the comics that haven't made it here, and instead you're wasting space with Raiden and Sub-Zero and the Turtles. Like, I'm sorry, I just hate it. Like, I just hate it. It's stupid.
I'm with you with Raiden and Sub-Zero.
It's a waste of time for me. And Hellboy, again, I'll go with it and I'll say I think Hellboy is a waste too. I think it's cool.
Whoa.
I think it's novel. I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Man.
Yeah.
Do you like ToeJam and Earl?
I love TJ&E.
Too bad. Delayed.
I'm actually supportive of it. 0 hit points supported. We are proponents of delaying games.
So it's only going to get better. We played this thing. It's actually the main reason I put it in here. This is where we played what it was then. Apparently
and also, I love
very
it.
Different. Yeah, and we liked it.
Yeah, it plays like ToeJam and Earl. It's exactly like ToeJam and Earl. And I'm again, it's one of those games I'm really looking forward to you getting your hands on the full game and being able to sit down and go, I don't know what this is.
I don't know.
And I don't know why this is or how this is, but man, my daughter's going to love it.
I'm glad I played it at PAX, and I feel like someday I should go back and play the original. I don't know if I'm going to play this when it comes out. I'm glad it exists.
Oh no, you're going to play this. This is one you're going to play.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, you don't have a choice on this one.
Stay tuned for that one.
It's fun.
Also here I got what might as well just be a public service announcement for Call of Duty World War II has been a mess. So watch out. Apparently it's been updated and is still a mess as far as
3 times.
Yeah.
3 major updates and it's still broken to holy hell.
The multiplayer, I believe. Although there are some reports, this is coming from Kotaku, there are like some of the first comments on this article are, that's weird, I haven't had any problems yet. So your mileage may vary, but
my mileage did vary.
Watch out, maybe. That's the message here.
You got to pay attention.
Also worth mentioning, I thought, was they released a lot of info on the DLC for Wolfenstein 2, and not that I don't necessarily like to dig into DLC too much unless it's super interesting.
And this is...
Man, they're doing the thing I wish every game would do with their DLC, honestly. Like, I appreciate more of the game that I get, especially if I'm getting the DLC for it. I must like it anyways, but...
Right. Wolfenstein
is doing 3 different offshoots, I guess.
Yeah, this is like it's very reminiscent of Fallout, you know, in how they do the DLC, where it's kind of these weird stories that are related. They exist in the world, and they're just.
But
different.
You're still the traveler in those. Like this one, you're straight up. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, these are different. I'm just saying that it's similar. I'm not saying it's the same thing.
You're basically playing out an entirely different. Like I say, the first one is the Adventures of Gunslinger Joe. Are you formal professional quarterback Joseph Stallion smashed through Nazi hordes from the ruins of Chicago to the vastness of space.
Yeah, Joseph Stallion Biden. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Diaries of Agent Silent Death. As ex-OSS agent and assassin Jessica Valiant infiltrate Nazi bunkers in California and discover the secret of Operation San Andreas.
Just the descriptions on these things, man. Like, I kind of want to buy just these. I wish these were standalone.
They're great, yeah.
The amazing deeds of Captain Wilkins. As the U.S. Army's renowned hero Captain Gerald Wilkins embark on a mission to Nazi-controlled Alaska to dismantle Operation Black Sun. Maybe that sounds the least interesting of the three.
And that still sounds good.
It does. Yeah, wanted to mention those at least.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
As an upper for what could possibly be the rest of this thing here.
Hey, I'm going to speak for myself here, and you can agree with me.
Okay.
You can disagree with me. But you can agree with me more.
I'm glad I have the option. No, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, you have the option to agree with me. And that's it. Electronic Arts makes dumb decisions based on an incessant need to be the most capitalist possible. And in doing so, they turn your average, normal, standard Joe and Joan into frothing animals on the internet that now point fingers, send death threats, call terrible, unspeakable names to poor developers who just want to play and make a Star Wars game.
I'm not sure what to believe now. I feel like some of it was sarcastic, but I don't know what.
All of it is true. Nothing is. Look.
Nothing is permitted.
That's it.
Assassin's Creed Origins in store now. Hey, so that's a pretty good sum up. To give you a chronology here, maybe. First of all, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is out in some capacity, which this is probably why I keep getting confused, because we keep talking about. First of all, I thought it came out on the 7th when it came out on the 17th. Easy confusion. But then I kept seeing people are playing it. So then again, I was like, oh man, I wonder if they're doing a midnight. They're not, because it doesn't come out for another week still.
Yep.
So I go to GameStop. I was like, hey, you doing something for Battlefront? And I see people walk out of the store with Battlefront, by the way. And he's like, oh no, it's just if you get the deluxe edition, you can buy it now. They're just straight up selling it. I didn't see this headline. But apparently, if you pay the $80, you can have it now.
Oh yeah. No, people were talking about that on the Reddit forum and
That's
stuff.
Dumb. I dislike that.
I'm not a fan.
I don't even I can't get a physical copy of the not special version on Amazon. They're just not even selling it this year. It's digital download or nothing.
Well, and that's why you shouldn't buy the game.
Yeah. Well, okay. You might not want to buy the game for different reasons. But
what are those reasons?
Apparently, one of the people that got the game is the Hotter Potato. If you go on Reddit, that's his name.
Yeah.
And he did the math for all of us, and it made headlines that it seems to take, it works out. Let me see. Average Galactic Assault match length, 11 minutes. Average credits per match, 275. Average credits per minute of gameplay, 25.04. Gameplay minutes required to earn a trooper crate, 159.73. Basically, he found out that the minutes required to unlock one hero could be as much as 2,395.97, or roughly 40 hours. And that was the metric that got passed about a little bit, and then a lot of it, and enough to elicit a response from EA.
The most infamous and downvoted response in the history of Reddit.
Quickly became, yes.
Which, so, I will admit, here are the things I want to say about this before, because I assume you're going to read the statement, or at least a chunk of it.
We don't need to read the whole thing.
Okay,
I think there's one line in particular that really
But here's the thing.
Everybody.
what he says in here is technically fine.
It's just how he says it.
But it's so bad. It's so not what you say. Like, and it's not how you say it. It's not even just how you say it. It's like, this is not the response to the backlash you give. Your response here is, this is a make or break point for a lot of people, and this response definitely broke it for a lot of people.
And I should say, I don't think this dude did this on purpose. Like, he probably really wishes he hadn't said it in this way, but
very likely. So go ahead, give us the quote.
So yeah, the one line, it's longer than this, but the one line he gets into says, "Heroes earned through credits. The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes." So not discrediting the fact that it takes 40 hours, just basically saying it takes 40 hours because we want you to feel a sense of accomplishment when it happens. Not that, and I think this is where he could have gone right, not that we hope the game is fun enough that 40 hours doesn't seem like any big deal by the time you're done, to get that you enjoy the trip to get the character.
Right.
It's just saying we hope 40 hours makes you feel good about earning something at the end of it. Like, is pretty. It's not even representative of the game, I feel like, which is...
Well, no.
Because by all accounts, like, the game, people are saying it's pretty good. Like, that appears at the end of all these articles is the kicker. Battlefront 2 is pretty fun.
Right, yeah. It's the gameplay is fine. It's everything they've done with the loot crates and the pay-to-win aspect and all that stuff. It's very much there, very much at the forefront, and they really screwed it up with their response. And I think that tellingly, that the immediate response after that on Reddit by a person named Yan Rang is HUT contracts and their rewards were a sense of pride and accomplishment. Various account level races and trooper skins were a sense of accomplishment. Locking iconic characters behind credit walls that will take dozens of hours to get one is just insane, especially when I'm willing to bet you have tons of heroes planned which will be behind similar paywalls.
Yeah.
I mean, that and then you cannot ever attain a sense of pride and accomplishment from that because most sane people will give up long before this. And it's true. Like, 40 hours to play as Vader or Luke or anybody, that is ridiculous.
Well, but people will still do it. Like, this is where
that's the worst
finding out
thing in the world.
Yeah,
like, that just sucks.
But we're finding out now where they're going to draw the line, because we had a big long conversation about this before, and a lot of it came down to how happy are they with just that audience. Like, are they going to care about the people that think 40 hours is too much? Or are they just going to be happy with the people that are willing to spend the time and give them the money? Because there's an audience for that. There will be. And it may very well be enough, but where are they going to draw the line, basically? So after this came out, they're apparently going to draw the line before this, because they changed now how many credits it takes to earn a character by 75%, I think is what the number was. They cut it.
Right, that's huge. That's huge.
It is huge. Let me see here. Yeah, so Darth Vader for 15,000 now, whereas before it was
60.
40,000? 60? Yeah, okay.
60 for him and Luke.
10,000 for B tier and 5,000 for C tier, which, strangely enough, is the protagonist of the story mode, Eden.
Yeah, which I don't know. Again, I don't know why is that just not an unlocked character when you complete the story mode.
Yeah, kind of, huh?
So dumb. And then they also decreased the amount of credits you get for completing the story campaign.
So you said that, but I couldn't find that anywhere.
It's only in the campaign. It's not. I haven't seen it anywhere else. I saw that there were a couple screenshots that they could be BS, but that the campaign itself dished out like 20,000 credits at the end and was significantly dropped down to something like 5,000 or 7,000 or something like that.
Okay, well that's, I guess. I was under the impression that they've reduced the cost, but then also reduced the amount of credits gained in multiplayer. But it sounds like that's not what you're talking about.
No.
Okay, well that's.
I have read that.
Good.
That is definitely rumor that's out there. But that's unsubstantiated as far as I know.
I feel
right
like
now.
I feel like if that was the case, that would be out there in big bold letters somewhere.
Well, and this is
somebody would have figured that out and put it out there.
This was all a bad decision, sets of decisions by EA, and I just. Yeah, I mean, they as much as I've said, man, that game looks really good. I really, really, really want to play it. I'm never purchasing it. I'm just not buying it. It's not happening.
Well, so I mean, kudos for responding so quickly, I guess. I mean, shoot, the freaking title of this post is from EA. from executive producer at DICE, John Wasicek, is change will be a constant in Star Wars Battlefront 2. So it's coming so quickly, you almost got to wonder if Plan B wasn't already
I fully believe the conspiracy theory on this of they knew what they were doing. They knew this was going to happen. They knew they were going to, they probably didn't plan on that response. The EA response, that one that's on Reddit. They probably didn't plan on that, but there is no doubt in my mind they were like, okay, let's see how much we can get away with here.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Yeah. We always knew that was, I guess maybe we just didn't expect it to be so frontward facing.
I mean, ultimately, I have a hard time. Everybody in upper management in every company has a talking head. Some of them believe what they're saying, and some of them are telling the truth on some levels. This is one of those things where, man, I'm never going to believe anything they say about this because this is a predatory practice that they were trying to get across, and they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it because people are going to keep buying these games.
That's true. That dude,
period.
might not have even been. DICE is so huge. We're not necessarily talking about somebody in the trenches that's,
No, like the people that to me that are the ones that are being badgered are they're those developers that are actually building the game. They're not the ones that are doing this. They're not the ones that are making the excuses. They're not the ones even necessarily implementing these systems. In many cases, they're being told this is what's happening, and they don't have that. They don't have the fight back. But to hear like anybody from, you're gonna give me a executive producer from DICE, dude. Basically, you're absolutely coming out to say, yeah, no, we're the good guys. EA is the bad. Dude, you guys benefit from it too. Like, who are you? You're not fooling anybody with this, to me. Like, this is just, it's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
They got caught. They got caught. It got thrown back. They're going to try it again. They're going to keep incrementing these things to the point where what we're talking about now is going to be the norm in 5 years, and we're going to be talking about whatever the next thing is. And
since they haven't released any of the information on the DLC that's coming, they did a little bit. There's some Last Jedi stuff out there you can look at. They have plenty of wiggle room. Like if they by doing this are making less money, like if their projections have shrunk now, they have all the room in the world to, cancel what would have been a fourth DLC or whatever it is that they're just not going to do anymore.
Yeah.
They'll just do events into Oblivion because those, are low impact and high.
I think it's easy for them to, once they've implemented it once, they can do it easy.
Right. Just flip a switch or so. Yeah.
It's a bunch of nonsense.
And I tell you, who's probably semi-bummed about all the nonsense is the company that just got bought or will be bought by EA. Probably wishes that a lot of this didn't happen at the same time, or maybe, I don't know. This is just strange from the get-go because EA is going to buy Respawn.
Yep.
Respawn made up from the guys from Infinity Ward that had a huge falling out with Activision because of all of Activision's meddling. So
right, like you guys don't see. I have to assume Respawn needs this. That's the assumption, like that they're not going to be solvent for much longer.
But for they're buying Respawn for $315 million.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good deal for the Respawn guys, I'm sure. But like, this is one of those. Is this what the Visceral shutdown actually kind of really indicated? They shut down Visceral.
And that was one of the other headlines you got was EA shutting down.
EA shuts down Visceral and then picks up Respawn. So then now, how much longer are we going to get Titanfall 3, and how many microtransactions and loot crates will be involved?
That might be the better question. It's interesting because Respawn is one of the companies that has done that exceptionally right or respectfully, I would say, microtransactions and all that stuff.
Sure.
And never at the expense of the game, whereas, Battlefront 2 quickly becoming the one to mention in that case. So it seems like it's funny timing. I bet there's people at Respawn that are like, no, we've set up things like they're not us,
Right. It's also it's kind of, this is like this whole with there was the most recent discussion with the ESRB about are loot crates gambling, so that's a whole nother thing that's kind of coming up. It like all of this stuff is kind of like coalescing into some really weird timing for Electronic Arts, and then you have even more coalescing into more bad things with loot crates with Take-Two.
Oh man, this thing. Okay, Take-Two's come out. They want to make games that have quote recurrent consumer spending. That everybody wants that. Games as a service. We had a big old show about that or something. Also, this is a new segment. It's called "Just Stop Telling Me." I don't want to hear about it anymore. It's like, stop telling me you're going to the bathroom. I don't need to know. You don't stop saying it out loud. Just go to the bathroom. Just do your thing. That's fine. I'm sure it'll come out great.
Because every time they tell you, you get disgusted and want to have nothing to do with them even more.
You're gonna make a mess, right? I don't even want to clean it up anymore.
No, yeah, and this is Take-Two basically saying guaranteed microtransactions are going to be in Red Dead 2. And that
I don't know about that.
I do.
Rockstar, you think?
Yep.
I don't think Rockstar takes orders from Take-Two.
Red Dead Redemption's going to have microtransactions. I guarantee it. It'll be
no. GTA Look, Online has microtransactions.
Yeah, it's going to be exactly that. That's what I'm talking about. That's where they make their money.
Well, yeah, that. But we're talking about something different here.
No. But the recurrent consumer spending really is how do they make loot crates for games like that? Like how do you make a loot crate for Grand Theft Auto? How do you make a loot crate for Red Dead Redemption? Well, they do that with their
easy. It's made out of like boards and like it looks real old-timey.
Yeah, they're dumb. But this is all they're doing is like we talk about these releases that they keep doing like every couple of months for GTA. The modes are really novel for a game or two, and then you dig into it and find out, oh yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff. The reason they added this mode was so that they could put in these cool cars that can now fly and jetpacks that cost so much money. You're never going to have that, so buy a shark card. Like that's their version of the loot crate. It's just not RNG with them.
And they're
going to do that. They're going to do it with Red Dead.
Things, then.
They're going to do it with Red Dead Redemption because
they'll do something like that with Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't think Rockstar is going to let them.
It'll be exactly what GTA Online is, except online for Red Dead. So it'll be, instead of cars, it'll be horse. Yeah. It'll be different kinds of horses. If there's carriages, carriages, that kind of garbage.
I took this statement to be something more like what's been going on elsewhere. You know, like Take-Two would like a bite of that rather than, you know, if they were just going to keep doing, like, we're all expecting Red Dead 2 Online to be like GTA Online in a lot of ways.
The thing that gets that I guess the point here is that what they're saying is they don't want to create single player games that have single player content. This goes back to that argument. It goes back to just DLC crap. GTA is fine and it's fun. I would love GTA 5 a whole lot more if there was single player content for it. There's never going to be. We're only getting GTA Online stuff. I don't really want to plug in GTA Online all that often anymore as it is because it takes forever to load. Like why am I going to want to do this with Red Dead Redemption? You know, I don't now I'm going to have to wait 5,000 hours.
Red Dead's going to load a lot faster.
You'd think, but they're going to end up having skyscraper horses or some crap like that. Horses that have jetpacks on.
If they're smart, they'll put in the flying horse from that one glitch GIF that you can't stop seeing.
I do love that.
It's pretty great.
I have to go.
Last but not least, Telltale Games has laid off 25% of their workforce. That makes 90 people. That's sad. We wish you all the luck in the world. We are not hiring, but that's for your benefit.
True. Yeah.
This one's for you.
The lightning round.
And we've got just hardly any minutes. So here we go. Ready? Matt's got to go. There's questions here. We don't want to spend time on these. Matt's going to answer them and they'll be great.
Go.
Ready? The video game voice actor strike is officially over.
I've totally wasted all of my time where I could have succeeded.
The creators of PUBG, Bluehole, have released a new trailer for a new MMO that they're making called Ascent Infinite Realm.
I agree with the doctor on this one. This is a total flash over here because they're not fixing PUBG.
GameStop has temporarily paused their new used games rental service thing that they were doing.
I have temporarily paused my interest in GameStop permanently.
Excellent. Perfect score. Games coming up Friday. We got Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Oh, that's when it comes out. And the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. You may have heard of it.
Never.
Nintendo Switchers.
Seems new.
And The Sims 4. Molly Sims. Just a decent actress, really.
She's okay. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna play this guy. We're gonna play Fortnite Battle Royale tomorrow night on the stream. Twitch TV /0HITPOINTS. Check that out.
7 p.m. PST.
Hit us up. I'm gonna play more of the regular Fortnite next week, and I will definitely have Fast and Furious discussion to have with you.
Okay, we'll talk about that then. I am going to do Cuphead. I'm going to start the stream. I'm going to go from 0% to 200% in I don't know how many episodes. We'll find out. And then possibly some Advanced Warfare, and could possibly be starting the Uncharted series this week.
Yay!